Africa's water crisis isn't about thirst, it is an economic crisis in disguise. Every year, 40 billion hours are spent collecting water. That's the entire workforce of France, gone. This lost time is a direct brake on economic growth, costing some regions up to 6% of their GDP. The financial toll gets worse. Infections from poor sanitation cost sub-Saharan Africa $8.4 billion annually. So how deep does this problem go? Why have past solutions failed? And what is the effective way to fix it? First, we must understand the true scale of the crisis. It starts with the most fundamental cost: human life. Unsafe water is a leading cause of death. Hundreds of thousands die from preventable diseases like diarrhea every year. The crisis extends from our bodies to our food. Water scarcity decimates crop yields, sometimes by as much as half. It also steals futures by forcing children, especially girls, out of the classroom. The daily trek for water takes priority. When this resource is scarce, it can even fuel conflict, pitting communities against one another for survival. So it's a health crisis, a food crisis, an education crisis, and a security crisis, all from a lack of clean water. But why is the economic impact so profound? Because the burden falls on women, who are key economic drivers. Those 40 billion hours are not spent in a vacuum. That is time that can't be used to start a business or earn an income. This is a massive, untapped economic potential. Millions of entrepreneurs and workers are sidelined by this single task. The mechanism links directly to nutrition. Households without reliable water are nearly twice as likely to face food insecurity. The problem is compounded by failing infrastructure. Even when water is available, up to half is lost before it reaches a tap. These statistics represent real people. Let's look at one specific, devastating example of the human cost. In Nigeria, the consequences for children are catastrophic. Over 50,000 under 5 die there every year from dirty water. This makes Nigeria the second largest contributor to these preventable deaths globally, a staggering loss we can solve. But when clean water is provided, the reverse happens. Time is freed, creating a boom in local enterprise. We see sustainable farms, small shops, and new services emerge. This is documented economic growth on the ground. So if the problem is clear and the benefits are huge, why hasn't it been solved? The answer reveals a history of good intentions. For decades, the approach was simple: build a well, install a pump. But what happens when that pump inevitably breaks? Today, an estimated 300,000 pumps sit abandoned across sub-Saharan Africa. That's a $5 billion wasted investment. This happened because of a build and abandon mindset. There was no plan for long-term maintenance or community ownership. This maintenance problem extends beyond wells. Urban systems often lose up to half their water through constant leaks. This history of failure is exactly why the modern approach is so different and so much more powerful. Think back to the 40 billion lost hours. Now consider this. Every dollar invested in a sustainable solution returns nearly $7. So how do we avoid the $5 billion scrap heap? By investing in people, not just pumps. Effective donations fund local training. This approach does more than provide water. It empowers communities. Women, freed from the burden, become leaders. The right kind of investment flips the entire script. It turns a massive economic drain into a high-return investment. The scale of the problem feels immense, but the power of a targeted donation is even greater. Incredibly, a donation of just $10 can provide one person with clean, safe water for 20 years, 2 decades of opportunity. Africa's water insecurity is an expensive, complex challenge, but it is not unsolvable. We can fix the failures of the past. Supporting organizations that prioritize sustainability isn't just charity, it's an investment in a more prosperous world.